Good day, my name is Charl Fourie. I'm a Senior Legal Advisor at SEESA for the products of Labour, Consumer Protection and POPI.
Good day, everyone. My name is Meggan Watson. I'm also at SEESA, a legal advisor for Labour, Consumer Protection and POPI.
The topic for today is regarding the service and repair of goods and what your business needs to know, what the Consumer Protection Act requires of your company to stay in line with what the Act requires. We will be focusing on some important aspects that you might not be aware of. For example, if your business repairs automotive vehicles, you're a mechanical workshop and you service and repair cars, or you're a business that maintains or repairs electronics like laptops or fridges, any maintenance and repair work, this topic will be of interest to you.
Thank you, Charl. So let's get straight into it. Can you tell us, when a supplier has taken possession of the consumer's property or item for purpose of conducting repair or maintenance work on that item, what does the Act state must occur before any such repair work can proceed?
Well, Meggan, that's an important question. The Act is very specific in Section 15. Before you can commence as a business with the repair, there needs to be pre-authorisation for that repair. We at SEESA always advise that this authorisation be given in writing. So you as a business, whether you've already taken in the item or the consumer just contacted you, for example, telephonically to request an estimate, you must provide a written estimate to the consumer of a breakdown of what it is going to cost. And we at SEESA also advise that the consumer then also in a recorded manner accept that estimate that you have provided. It is important to note that you as a business may not be able to charge a single cent more of the consumer than what you have specified in that estimate. That is the price for the repair work. Another further important aspect is that you may not charge the consumer for the preparation of the estimate. This is problematic sometimes for a business because they bring, for example, a vehicle or an item into you and you have to open it up and search around for 2 hours to see exactly what the fault is. So it might impact your productivity and the money you make as a business. So if you suspect it's a complicated repair, and you want to charge for the preparation of that estimate, then you must disclose it beforehand to the consumer and say, listen, it's going to cost, let's say, 200 Rand for me to prepare this estimate because it's going to take me some time. And if the consumer agrees to that estimate and the payment of that price for the preparation of the estimate, then only can you charge for the preparation of that estimate. Now, Meggan, we always get the question, what is the difference between an estimate and a quotation?
Right, Charl. There is not much of a difference between a quotation and an estimate. Your estimate being supplied to the consumer would be the highest possible quotation price that can be charged by a supplier. What is important to keep in mind is that an estimate is going to be provided when the supplier does not have a set price list to work according to, whereas quotation is a more fixed price list, and once it has been handed over to the consumer has accepted that quotation, supplier cannot veer from that quotation supplied. So what needs to be kept in mind, elements that always need to be contained on an estimate, this would include the total breakdown of the work to be conducted. This would be the parts and components used in that repair or maintenance work together with labour involved. Then what needs to be stipulated together with that would be the time frame to which that quotation or estimate is valid for, and as well as the time frame in which the consumer needs to collect that item once the repair work has been finalized, as well as the monetary consequences of failure to collect the item within that specified time frame. Now, Charl, what happens when a supplier has undertaken to perform the repair work is finalized, the item has been returned to the consumer, and subsequent to that, this item breaks once more or displays further signs of being faulty or defective?
That's an important question, Meggan. The Consumer Protection Act in Section 57 requires the workshop or the business, the service provider, to provide a 3-month warranty on the repair work. The service provider warrants the parts and the labor component of his repair for a period of 3 months. If the item becomes defective or a further problem arises or within that 3-month period, then the consumer can return to the supplier and ask that, at his discretion, he either repairs the item again or refunds the money he already paid for the repair. Or if, depending on the situation, refund a reasonable portion of that repair. Now, obviously, the warranty of 3 months, if there is a situation where the item has been subjected to wear and tear in that 3 months, deterioration because of use, or whether the consumer has abused or misused or used the item outside of specification, then that will not be covered in the warranty. It's important to note that even if the service provider has used second-hand parts in his repair, then that second-hand parts obviously is also warranted for a period of 3 months. Now, touching on the issue of second-hand parts, Meggan, can you take us through the problems with that?
All right, Charl. So, according to Section 25 of the Consumer Protection Act, supplier does have an obligation to inform the consumer should that supplier intend to use any second-hand parts or components, otherwise referred to as customized, rebuilt, or grey market or reconditioned items or components in the course of the repair or maintenance work. The consumer would need to consent to the use of such second-hand parts or components to be used in the course of that repair work. And it's very important this section needs to be kept in mind alongside Section 67 of the Act, which stipulates that the supplier has an obligation to retain any broken down or removed parts, materials or components that has had to be taken out from the consumer's item or property at the time of the repair work, and just retain these items or goods until such time as it can be handed over to the consumer, as these items remain the consumer's property unless the consumer has expressly indicated to the supplier that the supplier can actually dispose of those items on the consumer's behalf.
Thank you, Meggan. That's all we have time for today.